it's Christy with Zen 10 Lotus Tarot, and I just wanted to come to you with this really quick video while I drive. I'm not going to hold the camera the whole time. I'm probably going to put it down here shortly because it's just way too distracting for me to hold this while I'm driving. And I don't have a stand, and this was super, I don't know, out of nowhere that I just decided to talk. But I have a really long drive to work, and I thought to myself, why not utilize that time instead of just contemplating about a lot of things than just putting it out there, like all these thoughts that I gather in my mind during this 2-hour drive to work or whatever. I could be spending that time sharing some of those ideas and thoughts and contemplations with you, some channeling messages and things like that happen when I'm super quiet and in my own head. So I just thought I would try this and call this the Chariot Chatter because, I like to chatter and talk to somebody on a road trip when I'm headed somewhere. So why not utilize the time that I drive to work to do that? So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the camera on my lap and hope that it doesn't shut off in some way. I'll put it up towards the ceiling so you don't get dizzy as I drive. But I hope that you'll at least listen to this message and some of the things that I've been thinking over today and great ideas and masterminding for healing and things like that I came up with today. So I hope you'll listen and enjoy. So I'll be up here. You'll be down on my lap. Okay. So bye for now. So at least that's not too bad. It doesn't seem too shaky or anything. Hopefully you can see and not get dizzy in that process. If so, just look away from your phone. I've been doing a lot of thinking today about healing and why we choose not to do it. And that's the biggest thing, because a lot of us just simply choose not to heal for whatever reason. And I'm not condemning anybody that doesn't do any kind of shadow work or healing work, because everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own journey in life. Everybody has their own reasoning behind whatever it is that they've been through that creates the ability to heal, the tenacity that it takes to heal, the strength, above all, that it takes to heal and to actually take a look at yourself and go, you know what? This in my life is something that I have control over and that I can change if I do the work. A lot of people don't have the strength to even look in the mirror in that manner and become aware of what it is within them that needs fixed, and that's a tough process for anybody that decides to do that. But the bottom line and the most important thing to remember is that it is always a decision. It's always available. It's always an option. It's always something we can choose to do in order to evolve ourselves or ascend into a better version of ourselves that we can then share with others in a more positive manner. Because that's what this world needs right now, is people to heal their shit so that they're not projecting their shit onto others. Social media is such a place where that happens because it's very easy to sit behind a computer screen or on a typewriter or on your phone and be hateful, just downright hateful, and not have any consequences of that hate or any consequences of being seen in that light. Like how when we look somebody in their eyes, and say words that can hurt, it's different when you don't have to make that eye contact or make that personal connection with someone first and know that you're hurting another human being in some way, with your hate or your negativity or your cynicism or your sarcasm or your jealousy or your envy or whatever it is, wherever that hate space is coming from within you as a person. And so it's very easy in that type of atmosphere, right? Online, over the phone, through the computer, digitally, electronically, when we don't have to have that kind of accountability that eye contact creates, right? Because when you have eye contact with somebody, you have a connection. You have a soul-to-soul stare down, And in that moment of soul-to-soul stare down with another human being, have empathy. You can't not, I mean, you can not if you have if you have something that makes it so you don't even feel empathy, but that's very rare. But when you're looking in the eye of someone else, you see a soul. You know that there's a heart in there somewhere. You've never walked in their shoes. You've never lived their life. You don't know the struggles that they've gone through. You don't know the traumas they've endured, or what it is that has created the person that they are on the inside. Forget about the person they are on the outside. Because what matters is who they are on the inside. Like, that they are a living human being. They have a beating heart. They have a soul. They have feelings. They have emotions. They have behaviors. And least of all of anything that we can do in the realm of eye-to-eye contact, person-to-person interaction, is we can feel that they too are struggling in some way, right? We're all grieving at all times. I talk about that a lot because people simply think that you only grieve when you maybe have a death or a loss of some sort. And the thing is that we grieve a whole host of shit that we don't even realize we're grieving, and we could be grieving many things at one time. And it could be from years and years and years ago that we don't even realize subconsciously that somewhere in the back of our brain we're still grieving it. And so taking all that into account, it's become very easy not to have to think about any of that when we're not making any type of soul connection digitally, and I think that needs healing. We need to spread positivity and understanding and compassion and knowing that each person that's on the other end of that social media outlet, the other person on the end of the computer, the other person on the end of the communication email that you're about to send, the person on the other end of the telephone that you're speaking to, they're a human being, and I think we've forgotten that because this is such a world of making it easy to forget that. So healing what it is that makes you forget that, in some way. I talked about today, just on a short reel, about how shadow work, even though it's always available to us, it's always available for us to shift, We all have shadow. We can't escape it. It's with us wherever we go. It's those little those wounds within us, that still create problems for us, even if we subconsciously, even if we can only subconsciously see the ramifications of those wounds, We might see it in the physical realm, We might see it on the 3D plane, but we don't realize how those wounds that are unhealed, or that the shadow work that we're not doing, creates problems for us in the way of being able to evolve, grow, learn, be, do, move, shift, grow, evolve into the person that we're supposed to be, that God created us to be. And I don't know what you believe, whatever the universe wants for you, whatever you believe. I think if we could do the shadow work, and the first step in that is obviously becoming aware of some of those triggers, those things that make us feel uneasy, those feelings of anxiety, those feelings of worry and doubt and fear and remorse and blame and guilt and shame and regret and vengefulness and resentfulness and anger, downright anger. Where are they coming from? What are those triggers for you that spark those feelings that don't feel so good? And know when you don't feel good. Everybody does. So that is a trigger for you. So anytime going forward, if you can even just listen to your body, our body is so perfectly designed to alert us of things, and triggering of our mind in a negative manner that drives our behavior patterns is a great indicator of a problem that still needs solved within our mind, body, or soul in some way, our subconscious mind, in the physical plane, whatever that is. It's our bodies are designed to warn us, like a perfect machine, to be honest with you. If you think about first time I ever decided that I knew that God was real, or that there was a God or something larger than me. And I don't think even at that point in time I really understood what it is that I believed, but I did know for sure that there was something bigger than me, something bigger than life, like something bigger out there. Whether you believe scientific, the universe, whatever it is that you believe, that there's something out there that created you to be who you are in this world, and the first time that I realized that for myself was the first time that I ever opened and began getting into an anatomy book, and it was like our anatomy and our physiology of the body, knowing how perfect our bodies are created, lets me know that there's something bigger than me. And so that's where my faith was born, right there, was knowing how perfect my body is and how it works in complete function, and its sole purpose is to live. Let me know that I have faith that there's something bigger than me. And at that time I didn't know for sure what I felt or what I knew or what I believed, but I surely did know that there was something that created me perfectly, and everybody else too, around me. Every human being on this earth was created perfectly to live. That was the goal, live. Homeostasis, peace, perfection, working in order. Every action has a reaction, it's like our bodies are designed to live. And that's what got me thinking about healing, is that, the systems of our body when it comes to healing are no different than the systems within our body to heal trauma, to heal fear, to heal wounds, to heal anxiety, to heal all those things. The systems are the same. It's a negative feedback system, and it's like, and the example I used today on a reel was about pain. We feel pain for a reason. It's our body's way to tell us that something's wrong. Pain happens, it alerts us to be on guard because there's an issue, right? An issue going on in our body that needs attention. It doesn't need a Band-Aid. It doesn't need Tylenol. It doesn't need, Orajel if it's a toothache. It doesn't need something to mask it or numb it or forget about it or save it for later. It's like it's a problem that needs a solution. And our body is designed to give us the information that we need to create a solution, right? So when we have pain, it's an alert. What causes pain? Whole host of things, whole lots of stuff. So let's talk about pain on a huge, large scale. Pain can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be alert system that's on overdrive, like that PTSD startle response that alerts us way quicker than it needs to. But the point is that whatever it is, our body is alerting us of a problem that needs a solution. And the more we ignore it or numb it or pretend it doesn't exist or mask it, the worse the issue that created the pain to begin with begins to disease our entire body. Think about if we let tooth pain go and we just used Orajel as an example. And then this could get, on a bigger scale, this could get huge as far as like what could go wrong in your body if you don't listen to signals. But very simple. Let's talk simple with Orajel and the tooth, okay? Say we just keep putting Orajel on the tooth and we numb it, and from time to time we feel okay, but then there's times when we're in excruciating pain about it. We know that we have this thing that we use to numb it, and so it makes us a little lazy about doing anything about it, right? About fixing the actual issue that's going on within our tooth to create the pain to alert us that there's a problem. And so the more we numb, the more we ignore, the bigger the problem becomes. Pretty soon, our cheek is gymongous because there's an abscess that has grown and filled with pus. Here's my nursing. Okay, so whatever, the nurse is coming out. But literally, pretty soon you have an abscessed tooth, right? And you got a cheek that looks like a chipmunk. And, you're putting the Orajel on. But guess what? The time in which you feel good gets less and less and less, with that Orajel. And the problem is bigger and bigger and bigger until that abscess could literally become something that poisons your brain and you die. And I mean that, that's as simple as a toothache going untreated, There's a problem that exists that needs fixed. It needs worked on. It needs attention. It needs a solution. It doesn't need a mask. It doesn't need numbing. It doesn't need ignoring. And so very simply, if we look at healing in that manner, if we look at the triggers in our life that we tend to numb, if we're feeling sad, maybe we turn to alcohol, or we turn to drugs, or we turn to food, or we turn to sex. A lot of people can numb with sex because it's an escape, or a lot of people can numb with just distracting, doing things to distract them from the real issue that's going on within them that makes them avoid whatever it is they're avoiding that gives them pain, And so whatever it is, it's like we have to start to become aware of those things that need attention within us. Why is it, and this is a great question, literally, that I wish I knew the answer to, but why is it so easy for us to find those things in others that need help, but we're not willing to take the mirror and look at ourselves to do the same thing that we do very easily, especially in the digital realm, of finding and picking at others for their flaws or their imperfections or their just our own shit that we're angry about, that we haven't healed, that we're projecting onto them. And so we're picking at people just out of our own hurt, It's like, why is it so easy for us to pinpoint the wrong in others, but we don't have the balls, to take that mirror and look at ourselves and say, what is wrong with me that I can't make it through an entire sentence without talking shit about people? Or what is it within me that I can't go a single day without feeling like I want to rant on someone else's Facebook post who's happy and I'm pissed because they're happy? What is it within us? Why can we do that and hurt other people, but we can't look at ourselves and maybe feel that hurt for a minute, but end up creating and finding the solution to our own problem with not being able to find our own happiness, right? Because happiness is an inside job, and it starts with finding those things within you, within that shadow of you, those dark spaces, those dark places that maybe only you know about, that need attention, that need care, that need love, that need grace, grace and understanding and forgiveness, that they even are there to begin with. And that can only come from you. Validation can only come from you, where it matters anyways, in order to create healing within yourself. Only you can validate that the wound is there, and that it needs attention, and that it needs awareness, and that it needs your forgiveness for it being there in the first place. Once you can start to do that and look within and find those little pieces of you that are scarred and tore up and wounded, and maybe still like that, an open wound of hurt. Maybe there's still an open wound, maybe they need stitches, whatever it is. It's like, by you taking that mirror and looking in it and figuring out those places and spaces that need the love and care of you, then only do you start to heal yourself. Do you start to fix the actual problem, the root of the issue that keeps you in a space of unhappy. It's not that I hate it. I can't say I hate it. When people say happiness is an inside job, I feel like it's almost like it's a little laughable, because it's absolutely right. It is an inside job, but it's like, it's an inside journey. It's not so easily fluff-offable the way I look at it. Like, I feel like saying it's an inside job is like fluff it off. Like, yeah, it's an inside job and I'll get to it one day, maybe. I don't know, maybe never, It's like, it's very generic. It's very cynical, sort of, in a weird way. But it is an inside job. It really is. But it's an inside journey. It's one that you have to want. It's one that you have to seek. It's one that you have to plug away at day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, brick by brick, building the new you, and figuring out which bricks are all broken and which ones need a new layer of cement and which ones need a whole new brick, and how can we find one that matches or that fits perfectly in that little space or that hole within you that needed that new building, that new firm foundation of you 2.0, It's like, it's a big job. It's a big journey that you have to decide to be on. But here's my question for you. What is your happiness worth to you? What is your happiness worth to you? We can go through many, many days, many, many weeks, and many, many years, and many, many decades of unhappiness if we allow it. It's very easy. Time ticks by. Regardless. There's no stopping it. And so you can choose how every tick is for you. Is every tick intentional? Is every tick new? Is every tick exciting? Is every tick enjoyable? Is every tick exciting and like curious and fun because you decided it's going to be? Or is this going to be a tick that how, like you've already decided in your mind, the tick is going to be the same as it was yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that. That's that autopilot, nothing changes if nothing changes mentality that is a choice as well, And so, bottom line on all my little thought processes today is that it's a choice. It's always a choice. We have a choice to be happy. We have a choice to be sad. We have a choice to be exuberant. We have a choice to be angry. We have a choice to be frustrated. We have a choice to be We do. We have a choice in the matter, because, you know, if you can tell me that there's 18 things right now that are creating the inability for you to be able to be happy, then I'm going to tell you what are the 18 ways in which you have control over those 18 things that are frustrating you right now. What can you do right now, in this moment, right here, right now, to change your perspective on the matter in some way that allows you a little bit more control over your choices, you know? So I hope that this helped you in some way. I mean, it's just a little piece of my thoughts today on my walk and in the woods and all that good stuff that I do on a daily basis. But I just thought, you know, this is a great opportunity to be able to share a little bit of my thoughts on a daily basis. It's not as exciting, obviously, as our videos or whatever. I don't know. I have no cards to throw down as I'm driving. But if you like this video, please comment, like it, do something, you know, let me know to continue to do it. But it's a good way for me to spend the next couple hours just thinking and sharing. So